the Athletics. The 10-game, 3-city AL East trip was a success for the Green and Gold. 7 wins and 3 losses against some tough teams as the 2018 team building confidence and starting to gel. Tonight, Bob Melvin and the boys return to the East Bay to open up a long homestand and hope to ride their hot streak. First up, one of their AL West rivals, the Seattle Mariners. Game 1 of 3, A's-Mariners, next. Well, it is a chilly night at the ballpark, but the A's are thrilled to be home. It's the start of a 10-game homestand. It's the Oakland A's and the Seattle Mariners coming up on NBC Sports California, powered by Xfinity. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Oakland A's Baseball. I'm Glenn Kuiper. A well-deserved off day yesterday for the Athletics after what was a terrific East Coast trip. They went to the Yankees, they went to the Red Sox, they went to the Blue Jays, and on the trip, second most home runs in the big leagues, the most runs scored in the big leagues. The bullpen was terrific, and all in all, indeed a confidence-building road trip for this young Athletics team. Talk more about that. Here's my broadcast partner, Ray Fosse. What can it mean to a young team to go east and have a trip like that?
I believe that right now the Oakland A's, the team feels that no matter where they are in the ball game, they can come back and win it. When you have 2 starting pitchers, as it happened in Toronto, go down in the first 2 innings, bullpen comes in, does a great job. They win those games. A sweep of the Toronto Blue Jays, something that's been a long time happening. Pretty good road trip.
All right, Seattle Mariners in town. They're playing good baseball. They have won 5 out of their last 7. For more on them, let's go downstairs to Dallas Braden. Dallas, they're just 2 games out of first place.
That's right. These guys are digging themselves. They had a nice walk-off win against Texas, a walk-off win against Detroit during that homestand. They've really done a great job of putting themselves in a position to win those closer ball games. And it starts with guys at the top, Gene Segura, guys like that, D. Gordon, who they will be missing. They've got a couple of great starts out of guys like James Paxton, Wade LeBlanc over the course of these last 2 weeks. So this team is really firing on all cylinders. Going to be another good division test for the Green and Gold.
And the Mariners have won 4 out of the 6 games played against the A's this year, but this is the first time these 2 teams are meeting right here at the Coliseum. So the pitching matchup, Trevor Cahill and Mike Leake. We'll have lineups and first pitch when we come back to the Coliseum. A's and the Mariners coming up.
Designed for the grind that comes through every time. See your local Toyota dealer today. Toyota. Let's go places. By Southwest Airlines. Low fares. No hidden fees. That's transparency. And by Jack in the Box. Try the new Cholula Buttery Jack. Part of the Buttery Jack family. Only at Jack in the Box.
So the A's back home, happy about that as they take the field in the all-whites tonight to host the Seattle Mariners, the first of a 3-game series. So if the A's can build on what was that terrific road trip. Game time weather is presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. Get to the beach. The admission-free boardwalk is open daily starting Friday, May 25th. It's a cool night, 56 degrees. And we just have not seen much of the sun at all today anywhere in the Bay Area. So cool night. See if the A's can stay hot. Let's take a look at the starting lineup tonight for the visiting Seattle Mariners. It's brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Missing some big names. Segura is going to lead off at short. Heredia in center, Haniger in right, Seager, Healy, Vogelbach in the middle, and then Zunino, Gamble, and Beckham. That is your Mariners starting lineup.
And it is the White Rabbit back at the Coliseum, and his name is Trevor Cahill. As Cahill is coming off a start in Boston where he had probably a little bit too much rest, because his changeup was not working as effectively as it did against the Orioles when he struck out 12. So a changeup has been a very good pitch for him in addition to his sinker. Last start against the Red Sox, he had 10 ground ball outs in 5 innings. So a nice combination. If they work, it could be a good night for him.
So Gene Segura steps in and we're set for baseball. 10-game homestand for the Athletics. 3 against the Mariners, 3 against the Diamondbacks, 4 against the Tampa Bay Rays. So get to be home for a while. And the first pitch a bit outside to Gene Segura, Mariners shortstop. First, we'll just tell you right now, Ray, it is a different Mariners lineup right now. Of course, Robinson Cano is out with the suspension and the injury. Nelson Cruz is not in there tonight. He's got a bad elbow. And D. Gordon was just placed on the disabled list. You think about those 3 guys being out of their lineup.
Right in the middle of the lineup.
Ooh. Umpires tonight. That's Brian Knight calling balls and strikes. Brian O'Nora is the crew chief. And then it's C.B. Bucknor and Chris Conroy. 1-2 pitch to Segura. Hits slowly. Cahill backhands it. Spins around. Fires to first. 1 away. Here's the Athletics defense behind Trevor Cahill. As Canna, Fowler, and Piscotty left, center, and right. Chapman, Simeon on the left side. Lowry, Olson on the right side. And Lucroy is your catcher.
But the good thing about Trevor Cahill and pitching at the Coliseum is colleague Dallas Braden knows as a pitcher it's a great place to pitch just because of the foul territory. Hitters don't like it, but your ground ball pitcher, any fly ball can be run down or in foul territory can be caught. Just a great place to pitch, and there's the foul territory, and you really have to enjoy it as a pitcher. Hitters definitely don't like it, but it's always nice for a pitcher, and especially for ground ball pitcher.
And on the whole, Foss, what it does is it allows you to be aggressive with your entire repertoire in the zone early in the game. That gives you a really good feel for what approach these hitters are taking against you. Are they going to be aggressive in the count? But again, it really lets you challenge guys. Even if you fall behind as a pitcher, your best, their best early on.
And you have to wonder also, cool night, heavy, whether the ball's going to travel. We saw it on the road trip where the ball seemed to carry every place the A's played. And those are the numbers for Trevor Cahill at the Coliseum. White Sox and the Orioles, 13 innings combined. How about the earned runs? Pretty nice.
1-2 pitch to Heredia. Bounce to Chapman. It's a tricky little hop. He throws, and Heredia, who's a fast runner, is retired. So 2 ground ball outs here in the first, and tonight any 95-mile-per-hour fastball is a fast pitch brought to you by Xfinity, the fastest Wi-Fi at home and on the go.
And from Trevor Cahill's standpoint, if he doesn't come close to that, that means his sinker is going to be working, and he will be just fine. I don't think he needs to be throwing. He's not going to throw it. Leak is just a rapid fire. Occasionally will air it out, but they both work very quickly.
Here's Mitch Haniger hitting in the 3rd spot. That's the spot that Cano usually hits in.
Well, you mentioned it, Kipe, and you're right. I mean, Seager's hitting 4th where Cruz normally is, and Seager's normally hitting 5th. But the middle of the batting order, much different. Talking to Nelson Cruz, his left elbow still swollen from getting hit. Scott Service, the manager. Third season. Off to a good start, but it really has to be concerned about players that he's missing.
Yeah, Cruz hit by a pitch. He also, his foot's a little banged up, so he is not in there today. And D. Gordon was placed on the disabled list today with a fractured big toe. And from what it sounds like, it's a toe that's really, he hurt it earlier in May, and it's just kind of been bothering him. He kind of re-injured it on Sunday, and it's a fractured toe, so Gordon on the disabled list.
Mike Blouse, who does a TV for the Mariners, said he stole second and scored the go-ahead run, limping all the way.
Simeon across the diamond, and a good start for Trevor Cahill. 3 ground ball outs. Bottom of the first coming up. With Matt Joyce, brought to you by Southwest Airlines. It's Joyce, Simeon Lowry, Olson, Chapman, Piscotti, Lucroy, Fowler, and Cannon.
And the rapid fire of Mike Leake is on the mound. Not overpowering, but he does move the ball around. A very good hitter, but he won't hit in the American League because of the DH, but acquired by the Mariners and turned out to be a very good starting pitcher for them.
First pitch to Joyce, who is DHing in this ball game, is a little bit outside. Joyce, Simeon, Lowry, the first 3 for the A's.
Well, rare to see a starting pitcher wearing a single digit as number 8 for Mike Leake, but something that he has done. Been a very good pitcher throughout his career, mostly in the National League, but now with the Mariners in the American League. Tops out about 91 with his fastball, but he does not give in any time.
Drops a 3-0 pitch in for a strike. The full shift on for Joyce. And he rips one toward the right field corner, but it's going to hook foul. Not by much. Mariners defense has Ben Gamble in left, Guillermo Heredia in center, and Mitch Haniger is in right. Seager, Segura, Beckham, that's the veteran Gordon Beckham, and Ryan Healy with Zunino doing the catching. Pitch, foul. Count stays full. Matt Joyce is 5 for 10 in his career against Mike Leake, so that's a matchup to watch for. Grounded slowly. That's Segura playing on the right side of second base. So 1 out. So we talked about the injury situations for the Mariners. Let's not forget about the situation for the A's. Chris Davis hurt his groin, and we're told that he got an MRI today. Kind of waiting for the results, and we'll probably know more as at the end of this game and into tomorrow whether the A's put him on the disabled list. He is not on the disabled list right now.
And that could be a good sign. That could mean a couple of different things. One, they do want to wait it out. They want to see what kind of feel he's coming to the ballpark with in the next few days. It could mean that he doesn't feel much at all. And who knows, it could feel a heck of a lot better today than it has in the past. And he might be close. So definitely something to look for.
Well, I think that the biggest thing is the fact you can use a 10-day DL now instead of 15. I know the skipper said if it's just that, he would be very happy. He's concerned about losing him at all. But just the fact that with the 10-day now that you can use, I mean, Trevor Cahill was on a 10-day DL and was activated, so he basically missed one start.
Hit hard toward third. Seager's got it. Well, that's the second out. So we'll see what happens with Chris Davis. Keep our fingers crossed. But we know how important he is to the Athletics. One of the best power hitters in all of baseball.
Jed Lowry.
Numbers on the road trip. He hit 4 home runs, hit over 300. He, like a lot of the Athletics hitters, a lot of good at-bats.
Well, if you look at the A's lineup tonight, not one batter in double figures in home runs. So that's what KD is bringing, 13. Jed Lowry with 9. They are spread around, doing a good job throughout the lineup. Mitch Haniger, the only one double figures with Cruz and Cano out, of course. But Haniger having a good season. Right now, Clay Wood's thinking, am I going to have to rake the infield many times, because 5 ground ball outs of the first 5 recorded in this game.
Both pitchers play that game.
Yes, they do, and that is the best part. And ideally, in any park, you want to have the ball hit on the ground, but here you like to just get the outs, whether they're on the ground or in the air.
Pitch is lined softly toward Healy, who grabs it, and both pitchers 3 up, 3 down. First innings, we're on to the second from the Coliseum. Mariners.
What a shot. Talk about generations. That is a great shot.
Bundled up and enjoying the ball game.
Got some goodies, watching A's baseball, and got all the paraphernalia on.
So here is Kyle Seager hitting in that cleanup spot. Healy to follow, and then Vogelbach.
Oh, yeah.
If Jack is watching that, Cap, I know he's going to be upset.
I'll have one for him.
And only one?
So 0-2 to Seager.
Tried to bunt, and why not with the shift leading off the inning. And this is a big home run hitter, but the shift to the right side, and nothing wrong with trying to bunt with the shift, especially leading off an inning. He tried, but you know, a lot of guys, they don't really work at it, and so you try to do something, it's a little bit abnormal. He fouled the ball back.
In the dirt. Seager at 228 with 8 home runs, 28 RBIs. That one's lifted in the air, left center. Canna reaches up and grabs it. So we were talking about the importance of D. Gordon and the fact that he is
batting in the 5th position.
Out.
First
We've seen enough of D. Gordon this year to know how important he is.
Right.
He's been tough on Hayes. He's 14 for 27 against the Athletics.
Well, and on top of that, it was a great center fielder, but he had moved to second base, his natural position, when Robinson Cano went on the DL, and then he unfortunately had to go on the DL. Unfortunate for Scott Service for sure, and Jerry DiPoto, the general manager. But as all managers will say, the injuries occur, you deal with them and play with the players that you have. Gives opportunities for players to come up and show what they can do. Ryan Haley did that a couple years ago when he came up after the All-Star break, took over at third, had a great season.
And Haley's going to get himself a base hit. So there's your first hit of the game. And of course, the situation with Robinson Cano, which
In the
is
6th position, designated hitter.
injury related,
Number
and
20,
also more serious than that, the
Daniel
suspension
Vogelbach.
of 80 games. So he's going to be out for a long time.
And I would think, and correct me if I'm wrong, if he was DL, he could be here. But as a suspended player, he cannot. I think that's the case, but
Correct.
it's kind of tough for the Mariners.
So he'll be out till, I don't know the exact date, but into August. And as we talked about it when it happened, Ray, with the punishment, he would not be able to play in the postseason if the Mariners were to make it to the postseason.
And if you are Seattle, and when things like this happen, you can have your opinions about the transgression, but if you are Seattle, if you're looking for a silver lining, the one thing you take away is, hey, you know what? He's going to be on the shelf for a while. Those days on the DL, those days still count as far as his suspension. So
That's a big silver lining.
that's right.
Huge, because nobody can believe that that was able to be accomplished. I mean, the Mariners have to be ecstatic. I agree with you, Dallas.
Well, and Foss, just to that point, some would say that there was timing at play when you think about how long the suspension was being combated, and then and only then he hits the DL. They say, okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
We'll take the suspension.
If you can handle a DL and suspension concurrently, that's a bonus for the organization.
And the injury was the broken hand.
Yeah.
It was probably a 6 to 8 week thing. So the suspension probably a little bit longer than the injury would have been, but
the biggest
it sure fits nice into the whole situation.
Absolutely. It really is the definite silver lining.
Vogelbach, who rips one into center field for a hit. So a couple of 1-out singles for the Mariners.
You know, in the case of Cano, it's his hand, so he can't swing. As
Batting
this pitch
seventh,
back up the middle,
the catcher,
not a bad pitch
number
down. The
3,
Vogelbach, who hit his first major league home run
Zunino.
in Seattle against the Athletics in a game that Mike Leake started. It's a base hit up the middle.
Pitchcast brought to you by SoFi, a modern finance company.
But you think of D. Gordon with his foot, he can't run, and that's his expertise, being able to run. So it's hard for him to do anything to stay in shape, and for Robbie Cano to be able to swing the bat. So if it had been opposite, then guys might have been able to at least do something while they're on the DL.
Well, here's Zunino, who takes a pitch just a little bit low. And as we say all that, you would think it was dire straits for the Mariners, but it's not.
Yeah.
They're 27-19. They're playing great. They've won 3 in a row, 5 out of 7. They got the 4th best record in the American League.
That's right.
And it's a fairly tight AL West. Houston, Seattle, the Angels lost today in Toronto. That game just went final, so they're 4 back. The A's just 4.5, so the A's could tie the Angels if they could win this game tonight. The Mariners, again, just 2 games out. They're 15-9 on the road, so that's a very good road record.
Well, they've done a great job of riding the wave of James Paxton as he's continued to really carve out a nice niche for himself this year. I mean, in Cy Young conversations, he's been absolutely dominant, and the offense has done a good job of answering the bell.
Yeah, Felix Hernandez, not an ace anymore. He's 5-3, but he's not an ace anymore. Paxton is pitching like a true #1 starter, and who doesn't love to have a #1 starter? Here he is.
Trevor Cahill looking for a ground ball to get out of this inning. He had 3 in the first inning. He'd take any one of them right now. Not that.
Line drive. Simeon grabs it. Runners hustle back, including Healy at second.
Ball knuckled on him also.
Yeah, this ball stung off the bat, Foss. To your point, that thing was doing its best Elton John impression out there. A little tiny dancer knuckling all around out there. Simeon does a good job of corralling it, though. And you talked, Foss, you talked about the marine layer. I know I'm down here in the elements, but there's been a nice little layer kind of creep in over the field here. Some precipitation, some light precipitation.
So 2 outs. Here's Ben Gamble. First pitch is a strike.
Well, Ryan Haley was talking about that, and I said, hey, Ryan, in the East Bay, you could see the big cloud hovering over this area. It's not going to burn off, because he played here and knew it burned off at certain times, but when it's heavy during BP, it's not going to burn off. Matter of fact, it might get worse.
1-1 to Gamble, left fielder, hitting .230, a homer and 5 RBIs. 4 doubles and a triple for Gamble. Slice toward left. Canna grabs it, and the Mariners strand a pair. Bottom of the second coming up. Olsen to lead it off. No score. TV, change the way you experience TV with Xfinity X1. Bottom of the second, it'll be Olsen, Chapman, and Piscotty against Mike Leake.
See how quickly Mike Zunino gives a sign because Leake is in. I'm ready. Let's go. So Zunino, as soon as Leake looks up, he gives a sign and boom, let's go. Keep shaking until he shakes his head. Off speed.
And that one on the outside corner for a strike. 2-1 the count.
Well, that's what you're going to get out of Mike Leake. A steady diet of sinkers and cutters to both sides of the plate. Tries to create intersections on the inner half and outer corner.
Good pitch there. 88 miles an hour. You don't want Leake to start getting that call. He's kind of a dart thrower, and he can hit the spots. Uses all 5 pitches. That's Beckham. Backhand. His throw is in time, and the shift was on. Beckham made a nice play on the backhand. That's out number 1. Time now for the Lowe's whole team together. Highest winning percentage in the month of May among American League teams. Both the A's and the Mariners in May are 11 and 8. Up there with the big boys, Red Sox and the Yankees. So, as we said, we know the A's have been playing good baseball, and so have the Mariners. It's a good note on the A's from the great media relations department. Remember, the A's started the season, Ray, 5 and 10.
Yep.
They were 5 and 10. Since then, they have gone 20 and 12. That's pretty good.
Impressive. Yep, you're right.
So a little bit of a slow start, but playing good baseball now.
We get a couple turns in the rotation for guys to get their foundations underneath them. Some ebbs and flows early in the season with guys in the lineup. You understand they're going to get off to a hot start. They might struggle, maybe vice versa. So I think the 20 and 10 is sort of reflective and indicative of a team starting to click on all cylinders at the same time.
Outside, and now it's 3 and 2 to Chapman.
That was a shot of Matt Chapman and a bad thumb because put that little padding on your thumb so they don't rub together when you swing, hands, fingers.
Seager has it. Quick throw to first, and Chapman's gone. That's 4 ground ball outs for Leake, and that's what he does. So keep an eye on that.
Okay, if you remember the game in Seattle, the league started. The A's actually had him on the ropes, but Mitch Haniger with a 3-run home run and Vogelbach with a 2-run shot. 5 runs, and Mike Leake, while he did not get the win, but his club won. 2 big home runs counted for 5 of their 7.
First pitch to Piscotty in first strike. A's have won 4 in a row and 6 out of their last 7 to get their record to where it's at 25 and 22. Nice stretch too, going to come up here at home. 20 of the next 25 games will be at home, so A's can settle in a little bit. They've been gone a lot the first month and a half of the season.
They've already been to Seattle twice. That's
right.
how much they've been traveling.
A's have played 27 road games. This is their 21st home game. Hit hard to the right side. Beckham to first, and Mike Leake 6 up, 6 down with 5 ground ball outs. No score after 2. some second base with Gordon out.
And not a bad guy to put in there. You're right.
White Sox.
That's right. Third baseman there and second baseman now. He's played short, so really can play all different positions.
Beckham in his 9th year in the big leagues.
And this is going to be a guy that is going to need to step up for Seattle in the absence of a Gordon, in the absence of Cano. You talk about depth in lineups, depth on the roster, things that allow the manager flexibility to move guys in and out, plug and play matchups. Beckham could be a big piece for Seattle moving forward.
Chapman's got this one. And that's a ground ball out. So one away here in the third. It's the 12th year of the All-Star Teacher Program, and Sergio Hernandez is one of the 5 finalists with a chance to win $20,000 for his school. Sergio has been in education for 16 years and is currently a 4th, 5th, and 6th grade special day class teacher at Catherine Smith Elementary School in San Jose. If Sergio wins, he plans to use the prize money to improve the wrestling program, complete school murals, and purchase equipment for the special education classroom. So, to vote for Mr. Sergio Hernandez, visit NBCSportsBayArea.com/AST.
He said right there, vote for me.
That's right.
Vote for Sergio.
That's right. Not Pablo, Sergio.
Speaking of Sergio, did Romo start again tonight?
I don't know. Pedro, I think that's right. Sorry about that. For you Napoleon Dynamite fans out there.
Is that a heavy mist? Or?
It is a heavy mist, guys, down here. Wow. I know you guys are nice and comfy up there in the warm booth.
Where's your umbrella?
It's getting a little moist.
More action for Chapman on the run. A nice play.
Well, it's blowing in up here also, and we can't close the windows. We saw Ryan Healy look up a moment ago. He looked up and I go, what is that stuff?
So 2 outs. Here's Heredia. So kind of funky weather today.
You know, Dallas usually has an umbrella for sun. What about for rain?
Yeah, I think we're rolling the dice, guys. I might look like I stuck a fork in an outlet here in a minute.
Was that Piscotty or Canna? Both are doing it, huh? Canna and Piscotty are going with the mask.
See, if you're a pitcher, this is nice.
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
Give me the ball.
Give me the ball. Let me hit a ground ball or a fly ball. I don't care.
To pitch.
Yeah, you put it on a tee. Go ahead. I'll back up.
1-2 the count to Guillermo Heredia, who bounced out. Five ground ball outs for Cahill. 3 of those 5 to Matt Chapman. And that's the first strikeout for Trevor Cahill. So both pitchers good in the early going. Cahill and Leake. No score. Bottom of the 3rd coming up. No score, bottom of the third inning.
Is that kettle corn, Kite?
There's a lot of kettle corn there.
Should be throwing some up here.
It's the group that sang the national anthem. Looked like the Monte Vista Mustangs from Danville. Right up the street for you, right? Sure.
Tell you what, the Seagulls are just praying for one of those bags to bust open.
Another ground ball. Seager and Chapman, the two third basemen, have been busy tonight.
Fans, this Memorial Day weekend, it comes up starting this weekend. You can celebrate Star Wars with a night of summer fireworks. It's presented by Lagunitas. Clear your calendar to be at the ballpark this Friday, May the 25th, against the Diamondbacks. Enjoy Oakland's best fireworks with a Star Wars twist. Visit athletics.com/Star Wars to get started. That's Friday, Memorial Day, a week from yesterday, and a lot of great things happening this weekend. Dallas Braves would love to have that big umbrella, that big cabana overhang, something that was up there keeping those people dry.
Dustin Fowler hitting eighth, and he hits a bouncer to second. 2-1.
Make it look easy, isn't he? Wow. Line drive by Jed Lowry to first base. That might have gone foul if he had not caught it.
Left fielder.
So I got 7 ground ball outs. Is that correct?
You got exactly right.
Yep. 7 out of
Just the one line drive by Lowry. Otherwise, it's 6-3, 5-3, 4-3, 5-3, 4-3, 5. Thoughts?
Something's working for Mike Leake.
And guys, this for me just proves there's more than one way to skin a cat, more than one way to go about getting outs. You think about some guys that have the horsepower of a guy like Paxton, 99, 100, even from the left side, and how he's able to dominate a lineup. But then you think about guys like Mike Leake and Trevor Cahill, their ability to fill the zone up early, force the action on the other team. They're going to be around the zone. You start to garner a lot of early, weak contact.
That would take a fastball thrown 100 versus a guy who turns the ball over and mixes his pitches like the two pitchers tonight do it. Because if you can hit the corners, you don't have to throw 100. Have sinking action. Hitters get frustrated probably against someone like Mike Leake or Trevor Cahill long before someone like Paxton or Felix is horrible. And you know,
McKenna has a base hit.
Another 2-strike hit, Kate. That's what the A's did a lot during the road trip.
He does a great job of keeping his hands back. And Boss, you mentioned all the work getting put in with Darren Bush and the rest of the hitting staff. This is just a great job by Canada. As we said, keep those hands back, give himself a chance to get that barrel to the baseball. He does a great job of staying alive, fighting that pitch off.
Well, if you think about someone that can battle with 2 strikes in an era where there's more strikeouts, more home runs, and what the A's did on the road trip proves that you can have a successful road trip, you can hit the home runs, but the 2-strike hitting probably was the best thing. And you know, Darren Bush, the A's hitting coach, and Mike Aldrete both should be very proud of their approach of their hitters in the 10 games on the road. They'd like to continue it tonight and the rest of the season.
0-1 to Matt Joyce, who grounded out in the first. Runs off the plate.
If you think was the 19 home runs that were hit on the road.
Yep.
You probably can look at those as mistakes. And usually that's what happens with home runs. We see it a lot. Chad Pender said, well, he's been pitching me up, getting me out up. I looked up, I got the pitch, drove it to opposite field for a grand slam. So, I mean, smart hitting, but also a good approach. I mean, they wore out pitchers with their 2-strike approach. There's Darren Bush, the A's hitting coach, and you know, there's a lot to be said about listening to somebody who knows what they're talking about. And Darren Bush knows hitting as well as anybody.
That's right to Segura. Segura with the shift on, throws out Matt Joyce, a hit and a runner left, and we are moving on to the 4th. No score.
Sports California is brought to you by Kelly Moore Paints. Go where the pros go. Kelly Moore, the painter's paint store.
Well, there's the very popular Kelly Green jersey on the left. Big seller, I would imagine.
Friday night special.
Got fireworks coming up this Friday,
right.
Ray. Our first fireworks show of the year.
First of 7 should be a lot of fun.
The Diamondbacks in town, so an interleague matchup. So a good weekend coming up as we celebrate Ray Fosse's 70s A's winning teams. Oh, that inside hit Haniger.
Well, you see it all too often with a couple of strikes. Try to just maybe show a pitch, waste a pitch, and Haniger with the pitch inside hits off his back arm.
Now batting.
You'd like to see the sinker go down instead of kind of went sideways, east to west instead of down. And Kendall Graveman threw some great ones to Aaron Judge in New York. Blake Trinan has been outstanding with his sinking fastball down and in. Trevor tried it, hit it back.
As far as Blake Trinan's fastball, that sinker, Foss, when you talk about a combination of velocity and movement, there is not a better pitch in baseball right now.
That's right.
And that's super sinker of Blake Trinan.
Yep.
So here's Seager hitting in the cleanup spot. Seager hit a fly ball to left field in the second inning.
Matt Chapman at least playing a little bit closer to third base, still in a shortstop position. After Seager attempted a bunt in his first at bat.
The changeup we've talked a lot about with Trevor Cahill. This is the difference between last year and this year. You see strike percentage, you see chase percentage. And coming into this game, Ray, opponents 3 for 32 against Trevor Cahill's changeup. Wow. That's an 0.94 batting average. That's not very good.
No. And guys, there is a direct correlation between the strike rate and the chase rate increasing. Again, if you show these hitters that you have the ability to throw this pitch 4 strikes in any count to get ahead or to get back into the count, they are now on the defensive. They're now aware of this pitch. You have the ability to expand the strike zone with it. Therefore, that chase rate starts to go up.
And the batting average against starts to go down.
You got it.
Lowry charges. He's going to spin and throw to second for one. Chapman's throw back to first, as it was Chapman's job to turn the pivot. So Seager's aboard on a fielder's choice.
And that right there, that's a real good look at how effective the changeup can be.
And again,
Now
if you look at those names,
Ryan Healy.
different kind of changeup. I think Strasburg's changeup is almost like a strikeout changeup.
Right, exactly.
Sure. Do you agree with that, Dallas? I mean,
Absolutely.
There's strikeout changeups, and there's, hey, I want the hitter to make contact changeups, which I think that was kind of the changeup you threw, right, Dallas? You wanted the guy to hit it because he was probably going to make soft contact.
Sure, I could throw a few different changeups, and I did. I would deploy different changeups in different counts. You're looking for contact. You know, that you take that at bat that Cahill just had against Seager there. You'd love to throw yourself a changeup, be able to get 2 outs with 1 pitch. At other times when you need a punch out, you're looking for different movement, maybe different location based on the pitch you've thrown previously. So the ability to get a swing and miss, the ability to pitch to contact, huge with 1 pitch.
That one misses outside, as Healy is the hitter.
He's not on that list because he's not a starter. Those were pretty much all starters. But if you think of Tyler Clippard, he could throw a changeup every pitch because it looks like a fastball. And the mistake he made actually on Saturday was throwing fastballs, maybe should be thrown as a waste pitch, not even make it close enough to hit, and then go back to the changeup because it looks like his fastball.
And the thing with Strasburg is, again, the power stuff. He has that power changeup. The hitters are picking up arm speed, and that's what they're hitting off of. So for him, it's not as much of a feel pitch as it probably was for myself, for somebody who doesn't have the horsepower that Strauss does.
It's almost like a split finger, you know, just trying to strike the guy out.
Rich Harden had the turbo changeup. Felix Hernandez in his prime when he was throwing the ball hard, he would throw his 90-mile-an-hour changeup. The guys would swing at it and they think it was a sinker, but it's a changeup. They can throw it that hard.
So 2-2 the count as the kind of mist continues to hang over Coliseum. Grounded towards Simeon. Second to first, and that's a double play. 6-4-3 Simeon to Lowry to Olsen, and the A's turn it. Bottom of the fourth coming up. First pitch of the bottom of the fourth inning to Marcus Simeon is ripped into left field for a base hit.
That's called not wasting any time. Seen enough of it. He grounded hard to third. His first at bat this time, though, jumped on a first pitch fastball and wanted to say hello to his former teammate Ryan Healy.
Number 8, Jed Lowry.
So here's Lowry. So for the first time, the A's have their leadoff man aboard. That's only their second hit. Each team now with 2 hits.
Healy wore 25 when he's with the A's, 27 now with the Mariners. Stephen Piscotty, the 25. Of course, 363 home runs by Mark McGwire wearing 25 for the Athletics.
First pitch to Lowry. You get changeup that drops low.
And I think we might start to see that out of Mike Leake. Here we go the second time around. You saw Simeon jump on that first pitch. We talked about these guys filling the zone up early and often. Cahill and Leake with that sinker trying to get the weak contact early in the count.
And I saw some interesting numbers on Leake today as well, and you guys may have seen them, but talked about the numbers on Cahill, different pitches, different counts, that type of thing. Coming into tonight, opponent's batting average against Mike Leake's fastball, 394.
Yeah.
Right? So
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw that, Dallas. 394.
Yep.
So he's got to use that fastball to maybe set up other pitches,
right.
because
Waste
when
it.
it becomes a hit pitch, it's getting knocked around.
Well, that's when you have to utilize that fastball. As Foss pointed out, you have to use it to get ahead, and then you have to be able to command the secondary stuff. That's the only way you're able to survive.
3-0, not to this guy, because there's no movement, you would think, from Mike Leake with the maybe anticipation of a swing on 3-0.
Jed takes it for a strike. So now it's 3-1.
You know what also happens? The worst thing for a hitter in a fastball count is to have in the back of his mind that something soft could come.
And how could you not think
exactly? You have to think about it. When you have that in your mind, you're done, because you can't really gear for a four-seam fastball on a fastball count.
So it'll be interesting what Mike Leake throws Lowry, who's obviously having a terrific season. The count is 3-1.
Throw him a nice sinker that he hits to left field, because there's the whole left side of the infield's open.
I like it.
Except that the rollover is what Mike Leake is hoping for with the shift to the right side.
Pitch is a strike on the outside corner. Lowry flips his bat.
Jed knows the strike zone, and he did not like what Brian Knight saw, as this pitch, according to that shot, was a perfectly thrown fastball.
Exmo brought to you by Cache Creek Casino Resort. So now the count 3-2.
And actually has a pretty good pitch to hit the left field.
That's true.
So on the outside corner, but Jed with a good eye. See how Brian Knight, the home plate umpire, set up. He kind of follows the catches, so he's right over the top of him.
Simeon runs. The ball's back to Leake, who looks and throws to second, but he throws it into the ground, and it rolls away, and everybody's safe. So the A's catch a break.
He did not see anybody. He didn't know who was supposed to be there.
Usually what happens is you have a communication between yourself and the middle infielders on who's going to cover the bag. And I think what happened here is Leake understood he didn't have a shot to get this out here. The exchange had to be clean. He was falling off the mound here. And I think he also understood that, you know what, there's nobody home at third base. If I let this ball go here, you can see Seager already headed to third base because he understood there's nobody home. Zanino doing a good job of backing up. But really, the game sped up on Mike Leake, wasn't able to slow it down. And the A's are in business.
So here's Olsen, single and an air to open up the fourth inning. So indeed an E1.
Well, Dallas was right, because Seager thought that the play was going to go to first, and he was heading to third. But if he had known Zunino was there, he could have stayed at second. Because Zunino did a great job getting down there, knowing that third base was unoccupied.
Very strange play.
Watch Seager at second base. See, right there is when he starts to go, and he's not going to the ball. He was going to third base. But Leake just threw it straight to the ground, and I guess the only other thing he could have done to put it in his back pocket, but probably already committed, could not hang on to it. I'd have thrown his shoulder out of whack too.
Some fouls in there. It looked like too maybe Seager, as he saw the play develop, maybe he's thinking, you know what, he doesn't have a play here at second, so he's not going to throw it here, and he's started to take a step or two toward third base. And Leake, who knows? Maybe Mike Leake was trying to not throw it, and who knows? Ball may have been wet. See if the A's can take advantage, and they will. Base hit center field. Heredia picks it up. He's got a pretty good arm, and Simeon stops as the throw comes all the way through.
Well, for the aggressive Matt Williams, the only reason that he was stopping him was because of the arm, and they know the arm strength, but also nobody out. Matt Chapman coming up, but
number 26.
You know, you see there, Mike Leake pulls back. He had no chance to get it anyway. But Heredia comes up throwing hard, and an accurate throw to the plate. Marcus Semien is thinking about scoring, but Matt Williams stopped it. And probably not a bad idea, because bases loaded, and you figure you're going to score. And why not try to do that versus running into an out?
So here's Chapman. First pitch, swing and a miss as Chapman chased the pitch well out of the strike zone.
Yeah, Cap, also going back to the previous play, I wonder if Mike Leake was unaware that Simeon was running. Because with him running, there's no chance he's going to get him second base. So it's automatically, you'd think, just go to first. But a lot of things happen, and now the A's trying to take advantage of it.
See Seager in a little bit at third. Middle infielders playing for the double play. Foul at the plate, and then it bounces off Chapman, rolls toward the Mariners dugout.
Yeah, I think these are situations where young players You have to get it out of your mind that you have to drive in the run, because the infield is back, runner at third base, of course nobody out, less than 2 outs. You get that feeling, okay, I have to do it, and that's bad thinking from a hitter standpoint because the pitcher's in trouble.
Up the middle, Segura's got it. He's going to step on second, throw to first, double play. Simeon comes in to score, so the A's grab a 1-0 lead here in the fourth.
Well, contact was important, because what Leake was hoping for was a strikeout, and then, but Leake, he reached for it, and fortunately for him, he did not deflect the ball. That's the worst thing that could happen. You need to know where your infielders are playing. So Simeon does score. Runner goes to third, but Matt Chapman did make contact. It's the runner in. No RBI.
First pitch to Piscotty is a strike.
See here, he wants it. No. And you learn in the era of the shift, you understand guys are going to be places you might not anticipate.
Well, that's why you better look around and see where they are, because you know, when he pulled his glove back after the ball was past him, and he reached out for it, and any deflection takes away any possibility of a double play. But right to Segura and an easy 6-3 double play.
Piscotty, big bouncer. Seager charges. He's got it. Straightens up. Throws across. So the A's get one on a couple of hits, and there was an error. 1-0 Athletics after 4.
Presented by Chevron at Plank in downtown Jack London Square. All proceeds will be going to Oakland A's Community Fund. Unlimited games, drinks, and food are included in your $100 entry fee. Must be 21 or over. It's this Thursday, 5:30 to 8:30 p.m. Go to athletics.com/game night for more information. It's getting a heavy mist.
It's starting to come down, guys. I've sent out for an umbrella, my galoshes. I need a slicker. It's getting thick down here.
What's a slicker?
You know, one of those yellow raincoats.
Yeah.
Oh, that's called a slicker. Why don't you just say raincoat? You may get some help if you say raincoat. People may not know what you're talking about when you say slicker.
Well, you know, we're near the port. Who knows?
Are you Jim Cantori from the Weather Channel? 3-1 now to Vogelbach, who had a base hit in the second inning. Very strange weather. Zanito to follow, and then Gamble.
That was a swing for a home run.
On a pitch that was moving away toward the outside corner. That would be a tough pitch to hit out.
That's right. Especially try to pull it as Vogelbach did. She crushed one about third deck at Seattle Safeco Field.
Strike 3 called on the inside corner.
It's a great job of ramming that four-seamer in there. See just a little life back on the arm side for that fastball. Brought it back over the black on the inside part. It's a great pitcher's pitch. Good job by Cahill. Let the movement work for him. Turn Vogelbach into a window shopper.
First pitch changeup, and Zunino swings over top.
And guys, we've seen it from both sides. We saw Mike Leake come out. Marcus Semien aggressive with him early in the count. Same thing here for Cahill, soft backwards.
.62 pitches for Trevor Cahill. Well, both these guys, they don't mess around. They know what they want to do. Follow their catcher, it looks like, and they just rock and fire.
Well, you know, if pitchers are smart, they just follow their catcher.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I knew I'd get a chuckle out of somebody.
Strike three called on the inside corner.
And really, that's exactly what this is, Foss. You're right. I mean, Lucroy doing a great job of understanding what these guys are looking for. He's got them in a mental rocking chair.
That's right.
One pitch ahead of them. They're looking soft away. He's back in hard late. And really, this is just a couple of veteran pitchers in Leake and Cahill with some backstops they trust, going out there with a game plan and execute.
Gamble shoots one to left field, and that's going to be a base hit. So Gamble, that's probably, if you're a left-handed hitter, the approach you should have against Trevor Cahill.
Well, against Mike Leake. I mean, regardless. I mean, if a pitcher makes a mistake, sure, you might hit a home run, but you're in a park where it's not conducive to home runs in the first place. So why not just try to manufacture some runs? There's a high sinker that really running east to west, and really not a particularly great pitch. Good pitch to hit, and Gamble did it perfectly. And the mask man got it back in quickly.
Yep. Here's Beckham. Beckham grounded out in the third. It was the third hit for the Mariners.
Is that his real hair? Is that? Oh no, they gave the wig away up there, right? But that's his real hair.
Yeah, I think that's his real hair.
Yeah, that's Gamble's real hair, because they had a Gamble wig giveaway.
Close play. Gamble has one steal this year. Got a good lead though at first. Maybe the kind of game where you have to start a runner or two.
Yeah,
looks like it's going to be a pitcher's duel, low scoring, at least certainly looks that way.
You're talking about two guys on the mound who force contact. When you think about the ball being in play, you think about putting the game in motion, forcing the defense to make plays. Good things can happen when the ball's in play, when the game's in motion.
1-1 now to Beckham. Cahill looking for his second win of the year. He really has not had one of those real awful starts. He's been good to decent in all 5 of his starts, and this is his 6th start, and he's been good tonight. Chapman's got it. Chapman with the strong throw, got him, side retired, hitting a runner left, and we're headed to the bottom of the 5th. It'll be Lucroy, Fowler, and Canna. 1-0 A's lead. Bottom of the 5th. He's come to bat against Mike Leake. First pitch to Lucroy is a strike on the well off the outside corner. That's Andrew Romine, who's now in right field. So Haniger is out. Remember, Haniger was hit by a pitch, so that could be the reason why. If we hear anything, we will pass it on.
Yeah, that's a great call, Kai, because it was his back looked like close to the right elbow as he lifted or raised his bottom part of the strike zone. You swing at that and hit it, it's a ground ball. So Jonathan Lucroy. The amazing thing is how hitters now are able to get under a sinker like that and hit it with a launch angle, which seems to be very surprising as much as the ball is sinking off Leake.
And that is just foul. Hit hard. Distribution of outs this year for Mike Leake. And no surprise, ground ball outs are on top. He's not a huge strikeout guy. Tonight the ground ball's been good for him.
6 innings in Seattle, he had 7, so not really as many as tonight when he had 11 through the first 4, including the big double play last inning. Even though the A's scored an unearned run, they'll take it at this point.
So that is Andrew Romine, who just in the game, and he gets some action, and Lucroy is retired.
Okay, we have a very, very happy young man. That is Santiago Garcia, who today became a U.S. citizen.
Nice.
Yes.
So congratulations to Santiago. He said it took a long time, and he is today officially a U.S. citizen, who is the Dominican Republic. But he said it's so great because now spring training, he doesn't have to worry about being delayed. He can be on time. So he said a long time, took a long time, but congratulations to Santiago Garcia. And I remember Ozzie Guillen, the manager of the White Sox, became a U.S. citizen. And the first thing he said to his players, I want everybody out front when the national anthem is played. He said that flag is special because he became a U.S. citizen. And he said, I want to support the flag, the U.S. And so congratulations to Santiago Garcia.
And guys, I have to say congratulations to Pam Pitts as well, because Pam is a lady here in the front office with the Oakland Athletics, who over the course of many years, while Santiago was here as an Oakland A initially, left town, comes back, the plight and the effort never stopped to make sure that that dream for this man was realized. And as a teammate of his, from the beginning of my career to the end and anywhere in between, I couldn't be happier for him and his family. I talked about Santiago as an individual. One of the first things he did when he got his big league paycheck was send money back to the Dominican Republic, back to his church, and try to make an impact where he saw or where he felt like he could. And that's who he is in a nutshell.
Hit hard to Beckham. And Beckham retires Fowler. So that is 2 outs here in the 5th.
Well, check the right arm as he lifts the front and gets him in the back arm, maybe close to the elbow, but regardless, he has to come out of the game, and that's a big bat taken out of Scott Service's lineup. Another one. I mean, you're already looking at D. Gordon, Nelson Cruz, Robinson Cano, and tonight Mitch Haniger. So hope that he's okay. Oh,
and Canna gets hit.
Maybe it was the song Once Upon a Time.
It was something.
Well, it's the second one. This ball right on the backside. So Haniger hit unintentionally, and Leake going inside. I would hope unintentionally as well.
So a 2-out base runner. So that'll bring up Matt Joyce. See if the A's can get the 2-out base runner around. A breaking ball on the first pitch, a strike to Joyce. And Joyce has grounded out twice. 10-0. The A's with the only run in the 4th inning, and that was an unearned run. It was an error by Leake. It was probably the biggest play in that inning.
Absolutely.
Wasn't going to be a double play, but he had a shore out at first base and kind of threw the ball away.
You know, you think about in the era of shifts. I mean, because third base Seager was over near second to take the throw, realizing, hey, nobody's there, so I better hurry. Zanino's there.
That one is going to drop into right field for a hit. Romine has it. He fires it in, but it's going to be late. Canada third, and the A's have first and third with 2 outs.
Matt Joyce has seen the ball well off Mike Leake. He stung one down the line last AB just foul. Gets another pitch out over the plate here. He's able to hook it, get around this ball. See there, down in the zone. He's able to extend, gets around this, and Canna understands 2 outs. He's up and running, first to third. Great job by the foot soldier there.
So here's Marcus Semien, who's 1 for 2. Singled and scored. And he's got a base hit right field. Canna comes in to score, and the A's get a big 2-out hit to take a 2-0 lead. So, a beautiful thing, the 2-out hit, and when a team is hot, this is one of the things that happen.
Well, his pitch is elevated, and Marcus Semien, who pulled the first pitch fastball his last at bat, this time with a shift, not really all-out shift, but enough that Beckham could not get to it. That's just a great job of hitting by Marcus Semien. And you know what the A's are doing tonight? They hit 19 home runs on the road trip in 10 games. But tonight they're saying maybe Leake is not the type of pitcher we're going to hit a lot of home runs. And I hope from the Mariners standpoint that when Leake hit Canna, I mean, it's suspicious. You don't even like to think about it. But the A's have turned that hit batter with 2 outs into a run. Because with back-to-back hits with Joyce and Semien, I'd just like to think that the sinker got away from him going inside. But it started at 2-out hitting, and the A's, the opposite field hitting, trying to add more.
Lowry slices one down the left field line, but well foul.
Well, Foss, you talked about the approach of this lineup and the work that Bush and Aldrete are doing with these guys. On the road, obviously, you think about the ballpark's a little more hitter-friendly than the one you play here at home. So you might take a little different approach as opposed to the one you take here at home. Hitting the ball where it's pitched, hitting behind guys, shooting the ball to the gaps, not necessarily trying to out-muscle the baseball, though they have the ability to do so.
1-1 the count to Lowry. Broken bat roller. Beckham has it. And that'll do it. The A's get a run. Semien with the RBI single. So 6th inning coming up. A's 2, Mariners nothing.
off for heroes, because no matter where you serve or when you serve, we stand ready to serve all military families.
So it is the 6th inning, and the A's now with a 2-0 lead for Trevor Cahill. He'll face the top of this Mariners lineup. One pitch, and the leadoff man, the very dangerous Segura, is retired. So when you have a 2-0 lead and Segura, who's a terrific hitter, and you get him on one pitch, that's big.
Has 3 ground ball outs, 1 to first, or actually 1 back to Trevor, 1 to third, 1 to short. That's ground ball out number 10 for Trevor Cahill. He had 10 in his last start against the Red Sox in 5 innings, so he goes 5 plus a third and gets his 10th double figures. That is great for a ground ball, sinker ball pitcher to get in the double figures and ground ball outs.
Here's Heredia. First pitch strike. 3 strikeouts for Trevor Cahill. He has not walked anybody.
Well, we're seeing him and Lucroy do a great job right now, continuing to flip the script. A couple first pitch breaking balls this time around here. And one of the things you think about when you think about the top of the lineup for the Seattle Mariners is the damage that Segura and Haniger and Gordon have done over the course of the last 2 weeks or so, especially during that homestand. And now here they are, Gene Segura, the last man standing out of that hot trio at the top of the lineup.
2-1 now to Heredia, who has grounded out and struck out. Mariners are 8th in the American League in runs scored. They're 9th in home runs. But as of right now, no Gordon, no Cano, no Cruz, no Haniger. Mitch Haniger left a couple innings ago.
Another Cruz.
And the 3-1 pitch way inside. So 1-out base runner, and that's Heredia. Hey, NBC Sports California has compiled the A's top 50 most memorable moments here in Oakland. Now we want the fans to pick the most memorable moment. It's a season-long promotion. Tonight, Dallas Braden's perfect game in 2010 versus Almedo Sainz's walk-off home run versus the Giants in 1999. Fans vote through our A's Twitter poll. Play that wins advances to face the next memorable moment. So Dallas, you're on a little bit of a roll. You're rolling right on through. But you got a tough one. The Almedo Sainz walk-off was a very memorable moment for the Athletics. Happened in 1999.
Actually, I ought to do the call him Bill King, because he's talking about John Jaha at first, about trying to score from first base, and the only way he was going to was with that walk-off.
You have, well, till about 10 o'clock to vote. So what was a better moment?
Sal Bando on the left crushing everybody.
That was a good moment.
Captain to be in this weekend. Here's Saturday.
Runner goes. The ball's looped to shallow right field. Piscotty comes in, and he's got it. And now hustling back is Heredia, and he has to slide back in to get back to first.
Well, there's your hit and run, but something that Romine in for Haniger did not try to do, and that's hit the ball in the air. But for a ground ball pitcher to get a fly ball is perfect, and Piscotty, good job keeping the ball down low. Heredia, it's a good time to deke a guy if you can, and that's Marcus Semien did.
So 2 outs. Seager steps up. Seager toward Olsen, who backhands it, turns around, steps on the bag, and Seager on one pitch is retired. So a walk, no damage done, and we're on to the bottom of the 6th. 2-0 A's.
Sports California is brought to you by the Chrysler Pacifica Hybrid, America's first hybrid minivan. Test drive one today.
So it's the bottom of the 6th inning. The A's with a 2-0 lead, looking for their 5th consecutive win. Olson, Chapman, and Piscotty against Mike Leake. A's with a run in the 4th and a run in the 5th. Olson grounds it toward Beckham. Beckham out on the outfield grass, throws out Olson.
14 ground ball outs for Lee. Just this is the first out of the 6th inning.
So the A's back playing within the division.
They tried to accomplish something you talked about starting tonight in this homestand, and has some success against the teams from the West.
I think it's important.
Yeah,
I do. And it's an area that there's room for improvement. These are 9 and 17 versus the West.
If you think about it, you got 4 teams in the West. You play them 19 times. Do the math. It's how many games you're going to play within your own division. So it is important that you have success within the division.
Absolutely.
Because of the number of times you play. I mean, it's great to win against the East and the Central, but you play them there and here. Could be 6, could be 7. And that's it.
It's almost impossible to win the division if you don't play well within the division. It's just it's not going to happen.
No, the numbers just don't pan out.
So 3-1 the count. Just want to see what the Astros were last year, but they were probably great against everybody.
Well, when you think about division games, you think about the ability to control your own destiny for that 3 or 4 day period. You think about gaining ground in the division, and it's against those teams. So the opportunity to take 2 out of 3, 3 out of 4 from a division opponent and be able to bolster yourself in that order where things stack up, that's a big deal.
Strike 3 called right on the outside corner. So Chapman becomes Leake's first strikeout victim today. Happy birthday to that young man right there. That's Dave Amundsen, longtime cameraman here in the Bay Area. He's very, very talented. He's one of our favorites. And so all that means what, right? Big deal, right? He's celebrating his 50th birthday today.
And
he decided he wanted to go to work.
Oh, that's great.
So he's out in center field hanging out. What a guy. Hey, Diamond Dave, I worked on my birthday too. That a babe?
That's right.
All right, fans, this is MLB Network's Matt Vasgersian here with another Big 3 race featuring some of your favorites.
Sinker down and in. good breaking ball results in a nice 6-4-3 double play turned by against Ryan Healy. And how about this one? A good two-seam fastball inside corner, four-seam there, two-seam there. Everything working well for that man right there, Trevor Cahill. Got him at 11 ground ball outs, so between 11 for him and 14 for Leake. That's a whole bunch of worm killers.
That one hit deep to left field. Canna is going to have room as he circles underneath it, and he makes the catch. So Healy just got under that one, and the ball is not going to carry right now. No chance.
Well, you hope not if you're a pitcher. And for Trevor Cahill, anytime a ball is hit in the air,
Now batting,
that is a
number
fourth
20,
round fly ball out for him.
Vogelbach.
It's that kind of night. 3.6 pitches per plate appearance, second fewest in the major leagues. So they are up there ready to rip. So that would not surprise you then if I said they have struck out the second fewest time in the American League. That all kind of fits. Edgar, he didn't care what the count was.
Well, it's interesting that Edgar, one of the greatest hitters, and we hope Hall of Fame member soon. Edgar, number 11, his number retired in Seattle. Great hitting coach, and Scott Rocha said no more assistant hitting coaches, just Edgar. That's all you need. But Edgar talking about a better two-strike approach. Yet to your point about they swing a lot of first pitches or early in the count, Vogelbach might be swinging 3-0.
Well, Edgar Martinez got 70% of the votes this year. That's up from 58% in 2017. We're talking about Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
So let me stretch that out, Ray. 2016, 43%. 17, 58%. This year, 70%.
Yeah.
So that is where he is headed. So there's a really good chance he's going to get in this year. Actually, I guess it would be next year. So
Yeah.
Is what I meant to say.
In January this year. So
Vogelbach with the walk.
But what Trevor Cahill is doing right now, pitching the seventh inning, we saw over the weekend in Toronto. The first two games that were really hard, Manai and Mingden Saturday and Sunday, 5-7, 5-8 actually. But what they're trying to do is get another long game, especially after that. Actually, it was 7. There was Hatcher pitching the 8th and Font the 9th.
Here's Zunino.
When outings like this can help right that bullpen, especially coming into a homestand.
Yeah.
You give your back end to bullpen some action early. Give the rest of the guys a blow, and they're ready to attack.
And that very much a wild pitch. A whole lot Lucroy could do with that one.
Well, the one thing it does do, it takes the double play possibility. He just hung on to it a little bit too long.
So runner at second now. It's just the second time in this game, I believe, as I look at my card. Yeah, second time that the Mariners have had a runner to second base. Foul straight back.
The way you saw that note, 34th wild pitch for the A's pitchers. 97 blocked.
It could be worse. Right?
You know where I'm going with that, don't you?
Yep.
Yeah, but tell you what, sometimes wild pitches are wild pitches.
That was a wild pitch.
That was a wild pitch. Luke did his best to try to get in front of him, knocked it down, used his body. The thing now is trying to avoid a hit with the runner in scoring position.
Ben Gamble is the on-deck hitter with the count 2-2 to Zunino.
And you're right, Healy back in the second inning was the only other time the Mariners had a runner in scoring position. It was following Vogelbach's base hit and a couple of line drive outs.
3-2.
Who knows, Trevor might be thinking with his success against lefties he's had this year. I believe they're hitting somewhere around 150, 160 against Cahill. Might be an opportunity for him to not give in to a righty here. Zunino with the runner in scoring position. Might see himself get a ground ball next Next hitter up. 2 outs, 1 pitch.
Yeah, you're right, Dallas. Lefties 159 is the batting average. Zunino, left field and deep.
That's not good.
And that is not good. It's gone. So a 2-run homer, and just like that, this game is all tied.
You know, when Healy hit the fly ball to lead off this inning to left field, you started to worry a little bit about pitches being elevated to the point that they could become pitches in the air. Look at the location of this one. 7th home run from Mike Zunino, and a big one because a walk with 1 out following the fly ball by Healy, and then this pitch stayed back, and with his power, he got it. Just like that, one swing of the bat, it's a tie game.
Now batting, number 16.
Scott Emerson heads back to the dugout. And for Cahill, that's the 4th home run he has allowed this year in 35 innings. So Trevino getting loose quickly. Gamble rolls it foul. So some power from the bottom of the batting order for the Mariners. Gamble went around on a high fastball 0-2.
Zunino, a big home run hitter, and saying tonight it's been a little bit slow getting back on track considering the time he spent on the disabled list, but I'd say he's come back very, very strongly. He had to have 7 home runs already.
Gamble, slightly open stance. Yeah, that one just a bit inside. So now 95 pitches for Trevor Cahill. He has not gone over 100 in any of his first 5 starts. He got to 98 twice. And that was close. It was close on the pitch. It was also close on the swing.
3rd consecutive 3-2 count. And here's what the third base umpire was looking at. It's Chris Conroy.
That one bounced off the plate. Cahill has it. He'll underhand to first. 2 outs.
We're going to go to StatCast, see if we can get some digits on this homer here by Zunino. 111 off the bat, 20-degree launch angle, 380 feet, 84 feet from home plate. Right in that sweet spot, 19 to 39 degrees. We talk about the optimal launch angle for the home runs, 20 degrees. A linea, as they say.
Here's Beckham. Beckham has grounded out twice to third. So just 4 hits off Trevor Cahill so far, but the Zunino home run, the big one. Beckham's trying to hit a home run. Gordon Beckham was the 8th player chosen in the 2008 draft. 8th player pick. And he got to the big leagues quickly. In fact, a year later, 2009, he was in the big leagues. Now that's the good news. The bad news is his best season of any in his career was his rookie season. He hit .270 with 14 homers, 63 RBIs, and 28 doubles in 103 games. White Sox are thinking we got a guy here.
Right. Third baseman.
We got a building block. Hit pretty well. Fowler backs up though, and Fowler has it. So Zunino, a 2-run homer as we hit the 7th inning stretch. It's now a 2-2 game.
2004, the Oakland A's retired Reggie Jackson's number 9, who played his first 9 Hall of Fame seasons with the Athletics, winning 3 World Championships. The 8th player to have his number retired by 2 or more teams. 9 here, 44 in New York. Mr. October, Reggie Jackson. Probably nobody better to put a bat in his hand than the limelight, the big stage, because he usually found a way to come out on time. And the fact that he missed the 72 World Series due to a hamstring injury that he sustained in the Tigers League Championship Series. On crutches in Cincinnati, but could not play.
Quick 0-2 to Lucroy. Always fun looking at the highlights from Reggie Jackson.
This is when he ended up in the ice plant. That was against the Mets. Oh, that was the Dodgers. That was 74. Great defensive player. You know, he was one that, here's the one that was Game 7 of the World Series against the Mets. Stepped on, jumped on home plate. But he was the type of outfielder that his ball moved so much, you'd have to line the first baseman up almost to the pitcher's mound.
Really?
It would come slicing in. One of the first times I lined up the first baseman, the ball ended up in the on-deck circle.
A little power fade, huh?
Yeah, big time. But he could hit.
Swing and a miss, a breaking ball from Leake. Second strikeout.
Well, it looks like Trevor Cahill's night is finished with Trevino warming up.
Not the sinker, not the cutter, more of that slider curveball hybrid from Leake there. Gets Lucroy chasing out of the zone.
First pitch to Fowler. Hard breaking ball down and in, and a swing and a miss.
Well, Leake trying to get through this inning, and looks like it's going to be a bullpen game the rest of the way.
Fowler, a couple of ground outs, and now he's behind in the count 0-2.
Got to be so frustrating for pitchers. Luke Trevino heats up, perhaps to start the 8th inning, but for Trevor Cahill to be really untouchable for 6 innings. And then all of a sudden, a couple of fly balls, one that left the yard.
0-2 pitch is belted fouls. Fowler way out in front.
And it's not so much about the win or loss, or excuse me, it's not so much about the home run. It's about the one pitch away from what could mean the win or loss for your ball club, and that's what it is. The personal outing aside, it's about understanding you were one pitch away from walking into that dugout with the lead, knowing you're handing it over to a bullpen who's ready to rock.
Pazos the lefty, Vincent the righty. Strike 3 called on the outside corner. That looked like a little cut fastball. 88 miles an hour, and it just caught the corner, according to Brian Knight.
Well, Brian Knight, exactly right what happened there, because he went that door, and that's where Fowler gave up on it, and it caught the corner. So they really didn't even have to move the catcher's mitt in because it was on the corner already.
So 2 outs. Here's Canna. Canna takes a strike. So since the Simeon 2-out RBI single in the 5th inning, 7 in a row retired by Mike Leake. 6 in a row, excuse me. And that one is fair. Headed for the bullpen. Canna rounds first. Canna takes a peek back, and he'll get to second and stop there. Canna with a good night. A single, a double, and hit by a pitch, he scored a run.
And the dilemma for a manager to decide what he's going to do as this ball hit barely off the end of the bat, and it looks like Mike Leake is not going to get a chance to get out of his own jam. And that's the dilemma. Or is that no Stoudemire Jr.? Yeah, it's Stoudemire. No, he's the manager, and wow.
So when it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change, tune-up, and repair experts.
Sports California is brought to you by the Chrysler Pacifica Hybrid, America's first hybrid minivan. Test drive one today.
So that's Mike Leake. He's out of the game 6 2/3. Pretty good innings tonight. He cannot get a win. He could get a no decision. He could get a loss. So 2 runs, 1 earned, no walks, 3 strikeouts. And now it's James Pazos, pretty good left-hander. 1 walk, 18 strikeouts in 17 1/3 innings. Pazos will face a pinch hitter. That's Chad Pinder. So Bob Melvin sees the lefty come in. He goes to his bench. A's need a 2-out hit again. First pitch is low.
For good reason. Pazos 125 batting average against the lefties. Righty's seeing a little better, 237. So Pinder is the play.
And basically a 2-pitch pitcher, fastball, slider, and the fastball is a 4-seam, which is unusual for a lefty. Usually have some sort of movement.
Swing and a miss. There's the good fastball. Pazos at 94 miles an hour. Pazos, a big guy, 6'2", 235 pounds. 87% of the time he drops that sinker in there. 11% on the slider. Mariners got him from the Yankees back in November of 2016. Pretty good left-handed reliever. Swing and a miss. 95, and now it's 1-2. Career pinch hitting, 4 for 19 for Pinder. This year 0 for 2. Strike 3 called on the inside corner. Pazos strikes out the pinch hitter Pinder, and the A's strand Canna at second base. 8th inning coming up. We're tied at 2.
Oakland Athletics app. Customize your experience to catch every moment this season. Get A's home screen icons and features such as the MLB TV Game of the Day, pitch tracking, in-game highlights, live radio broadcast, stats, news, and more. You can download MLB At Bat today, and we encourage you to do so.
So when it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change, tune-up, and repair expert. So Lou Trevino, terrific season so far for Trevino. We don't want to say he came out of nowhere. I mean, we saw him in spring training a little bit.
Came out of nowhere.
But man, oh man, it's even wonderful addition to this bullpen.
Yes. I mean, out of nowhere to the point that when you have other people, other teams, broadcasters, players, managers, coaches saying, who is this guy? He's a pretty good golfer, Lee Trevino.
Facing Segura, and the count 1-1. So Trevor Cahill, another solid outing, 7 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs, 2 walks, and 3 strikeouts. So Trevor Cahill came in with a 2.79 ERA, and that's a good outing. He'll be disappointed on the home run, but good outing all in all. 96 miles an hour, and Segura swings and misses.
That hard sinker down and in. The one thing that we are hearing and did hear consistently the 10-game road trip about Trevino in the 8th inning with a hard sinker down and in, mid to upper 90s fastball, and then here comes Blake Trinan with the same.
Well, what the arrival of Trevino has allowed Bob Melvin to do is game plan and build roles in that bullpen from the 9th inning backwards, which makes it so much easier to do, so much more comfortable. It gives the rest of the guys down there in that bullpen sort of an idea of when that phone rings, whose name it's going to be. You know Blake, you know Lou. Everybody sort of falls in place behind those guys, and you get comfortable quick.
These guys look cold down there, didn't they?
They did look cold. No Voos heater tonight. Swing and a miss, struck him out. Segura is 0 for 4.
96, 97, 98, and just when you think you got the foot down on time and you're ready for the heater, it's 93 with tilt and depth, down and out, expansion of the strike zone. Gene Segura, good luck next time, my friend. Bring another stick up there with you.
I think Blake Trinan said it best, and had a chance to visit with him in Boston, talking about Trevino, who those two working together a lot of times the 8th and the 9th. As Blake said, the cut fastball that Trevino throws is probably better than his, but of course the sinker slider, the combination that Blake Trinan has, I mean, it's a great combination for both of them. The great sinker, the cutter for Trevino, plus a upper 90s fastball. Yeah, the Xfinity pops up quite a bit now.
Well, Foss, what's great is these two guys, very rarely, if ever, would they be facing the same guys. So the ability to work off of each other and use each other as a sounding board to hone their pitches and their craft, also a good situation to have for a young guy like Trevino.
That's a red rope right next to you there, Dallas?
Yeah, I got some red rope, got some hot chocolate, we got some hot dogs on deck. Whoever just put in a nice meal order, they're going to go home with a nice full belly.
Well, no reason why you can't share a little bit.
Yeah, I'm staring at the airheads over here. I think I might dabble.
Nothing better than an airhead in the 8th inning. There's Dallas's spot. (3-1) to Heredia, and it's a wall. So Heredia, who's very fast, walks for the 2nd time. So runner aboard, and here is Romine.
Now batting, number 7.
We just got the report from Mike Selick about Mitch Haniger. X-rays showed no fracture, nothing, so he's revealed day to day. Manny Acta, who's the bench coach for Scott Service. Manny Acta, former manager. Nationals and the Indians, now bench coach following the third base coach position.
So Andrew Romine, who came into the game for Haniger, switch hitter, steps right into the 3rd spot in this Mariners lineup. Seager is the on-deck hitter. Vincent is loose and ready in the Mariners bullpen. His bullpen is quiet. Romine went around. It's 0-2. Tried to hold up, couldn't do it. That ball just kind of ate him up inside.
That other kid named Romine with the Yankees is a pretty good catcher.
Yep. It's his brother.
Yep. And here's that, excuse me, with a lot of movement on the swing, and wow. It's one of those that you're swinging and saying, where's the pitch? Where's the ball?
Romine fouls that one back. That one Maybe a little bit more of the plate than Trevino wanted.
You got to make sure if you're Trevino, you're executing on both sides of the ball. And what I mean by that, he's doing a great job of holding the ball and disrupting timing of Heredia over at first base. But also you have to execute here at home. That's the most important out.
Heredia not going, and strike 3 call. Good pitch.
On Heredia, it looked like he was going to get a running lead off first base and stop. But this pitch, the great two-seamer, actually four-seamer right on the inside corner. He didn't need to bring it back. Just down to the inside corner of the 95 fastball. That is a great pitch, especially to lock up a hitter. And that guy right there chewing the gum with the hoodie on, that's a great place for him. Nelson Cruz, that's exactly where you'd like to see him stay.
Inside corner strike to Seager.
Tell you what, if Luke Trevino can throw inside at 95 on the inside corner to lefty, just don't want to make a mistake and have it leak out over the plate.
Seager is 0 for 3. He reached on a fielder's choice in the 4th inning. Just missed. Close pitch.
The one thing probably have too, if a hitter believes that a pitch is going to stay inside, in this case Seager's got a lot of power, what you don't want to have him do is guess and guess correctly, because if he guesses and opens up, the fastball in the inside corner is like a fastball down the middle of the plate.
Let's we talk about going fastball inside in this situation. You sometimes think white line or better, and white line meaning that white line of the batter's box. You want to start it there, and at worst case scenario, if you're bringing it back, it's still a ball, but you've executed, you served a purpose inside.
1-1 pitch, fouled right at the plate, and now the count 1-2.
And with that, Heredia might be doing something with 2 strikes. And but to Dallas's point, you can think all you want about the runner first base. If you have 2 strikes on a hitter, a dangerous hitter, you do not want to take anything away from the pitch that you make to the hitter. And if Heredia runs, let him run. If you strike out the hitter, it's a moot point. You get the hitter out in any way. Let's give him a second look.
Heredia digging in. The strike 3 call. Seager disagrees. On an inning for Trevino. He walks 1 but strikes out 3. Bottom of the 8th coming up. We're tied at 2. One for the Mariners, 2-6-0 for the Athletics. So good ball game, first of this 3-game series. Both starting pitchers, Leake and Cahill, were good. The big hit for Seattle, Mike Zunino, a 2-run homer in the 7th, and that tied the game at 2. So now the bullpens are going to battle this one out. Simeon to lead it off. Pazos, the lefty, stays out there. Simeon, Lowry, and Olson here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Pazos struck out Pinder to end the 7th inning with Canna at second base. The first pitch is bounced to Seager. Goes down to Anita backhand, flips it across. One pitch, one out here in the bottom of the 8th. Other action around the AL West. The first place Astros playing an interleague series. They beat up the Giants tonight 11-2 behind Garrett Cole. So Cole gets his 5th win. And the Astros get their 31st victory. So first place Houston wins. Blue Jays beat the Angels 5-3. Well, the Angels have lost 6 out of 7 and 8 out of 11. And that's the start of a long 10-game trip for the Angels. They'll be in Toronto, New York, and Detroit. So the A's just got home from a long East Coast trip. The Angels just starting one.
The Angels have been a good road team.
Yes, they have. Yeah,
and they've been struggling at home and just finished a tough homestand.
Happ beat Richards.
You know, the one thing, there's a report that Shohei Ohtani hit one in the way upper deck. That's a 5th level at Rogers Center, but it's in batting practice. You know, McGuire and Canseco were the first to have massive home runs. I mean, they hit home runs during the game, but there's a lot of talk about Ohtani. I mean, it's not to say that anybody can hit long home runs in batting practice, but Michael Sosha, Ohtani's having a great season, whether it be pitching or hitting. Sometimes there's too much emphasis on batting practice when it's the game that counts. And from the Angels standpoint, at least, Ohtani is doing his part to help them have a successful season.
Angels now 26-22. So if the A's can win this game, they'll tie the Angels for 3rd place in the West. No swing. Rangers beat the Yankees 6-4 in Arlington. Hamels over Herman. Gleyber Torres hit a home run for the Yankees. He's got 7.
Wow.
Andujar, the young 3rd baseman, hit one. He's got 5.
Gleyber Torres has been a man on a mission.
Yeah, and you know what? And we just saw him, and we just saw Andujar for the first time too. And Andujar looks like he's going to be a good player. It may not be what people want to hear, Dallas, but the Yankees are going to be good for a while.
Yep.
It's just.
And it's not going to cost a lot of money either.
There's just no way around it. They've done a good job, and farm system has produced, and they've made good trades. Right field. Romine into the corner, fairly deep. Now he backs up, and he's got it.
Fans, 40,000 fans realized last year that the best way to enjoy July 4th fireworks is to do it early with the A's for the July 3rd Patriot Fireworks Show presented by Chevrolet. And win a free suite to the game. That's right, a free suite for you and 11 of your closest friends. Simply text BOOM, B-O-O-M, to 60946. Contest will last through June the 18th. Message and date rates apply. Again, simply text BOOM 60946. See complete rules at athletics.com. That's not boomstick, just boom.
No, that's the hot dog.
That's the big old 12-foot-long hot dog. It's a footer too.
That's longer than a foot.
That's right.
I mean, the time I ate 2 of them.
No.
Man, I tell you.
Did you? You didn't share?
Oh, doctor.
You didn't share? You're just looking for the pizza from Wanda on your birthday.
Who's Wanda?
Yeah.
Keep mentioning her name. Who's Wanda?
Texas, where you got that big pizza for your birthday, remember?
Wanda is the lady from the lunchroom in Texas.
Yeah.
Who's very nice.
Well, of course. I mean, excuse me. Wanda from the lunchroom in Texas. You're right. We said it in Toronto. We said Wanda the lunchroom lady.
A little bit low. 2-1 to Olson.
But you're right. You worked on your birthday, and you know it's the way it works.
It's called a birthday, not an off day.
That's exactly right. 2-1 to Olson, who is 1 for 3.
Well, Pazos, the success he's had against the righties, now faces a lefty. And I'm not surprised that he's got servers lefty men. And this is not surprising that success against the righties that faces a lefty, and is now 3-1.
Vincent is ready, the right-hander in the bullpen. And Trinan is in the A's bullpen. So Trinan's going to pitch at the top of the night no matter what happens here. Olson, a line drive, left center field, a base hit. And Gamble cannot pick it up clean. It shoots past him, goes to the wall, and Olson ends up at second.
Ole does a great job of extending those long arms. Get a pitch over the middle of the plate, starts to come back. They were trying to go away. You see Ole got the foot down, balanced behind the baseball, shoots this thing up the gap in left center. And Gamble looks like he had a beat on it. And we talked about the precipitation and the marine layer playing a role here. You can see the splashes, the little rooster tail coming up on the baseball. That thing gets all the way to the wall. Ole on his horse to second base, and the A's are in business.
All right, when it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change, tune-up, and repair experts.
By Southwest Airlines. Low fares, no hidden fees. That's transparency. By Xfinity. X1 will change the way you experience TV. And by SoFi, a modern finance company.
So that's the go-ahead run here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Matt Olson at second base. So Nick Vincent comes in to face Chapman. Pazos is out. He goes in 1 inning, gives up that double to Olson. So here's Vincent for his 23rd appearance. Chapman 0 for 3. A couple of groundouts and a strikeout. First pitch is hit in the air to right field, and it's hit pretty well. Romine back near the wall, and he's got just enough room, and he makes the catch. So one pitch, Chapman drives one, comes up a little bit short, and we remain tied.
presented by authority of the Oakland Athletics. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Athletics Investment Group, LLC.
2-2 game, top of the 9th inning. The A's bring the closer in, Blake Trinan. He'll face Healy, Vogelbach, and Zunino here in the 9th. Trinan having a terrific season when it's time for change. Think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change, tune-up, and repair experts. 2-1, 1.19 ERA. There's a strike in the count, 1-1. Healy is 1 for 3. Hit a deep fly ball to left in the 7th inning.
See the rain coming down, which is a little bit more than just the mist. But the one thing that Trevino did so nicely, striking out 3 and walking 1, but it's 1 inning. And then, of course, at home, you bring the closer in the 9th, try to get the bottom of the 9th with a tie game. Try to get a walk-off. Then you, of course, Trinan can pitch more than 1 inning. Did not pitch Sunday, had Monday off. Well rested.
1-2 pitch is rolled up the third base line, and it's going to trickle foul. Trinan, his 18th appearance. 48th game for the Athletics. But he's a big, strong guy.
When part of the reason he's been so impactful for Bob Melvin and the Oakland A's is he has the ability to work multiple innings as well. He hasn't just been the 3-out save situation type stopper. He'll go get you 6 outs, maybe even 7 if you need it.
Yeah, it's been key, as I think Bob has searched a little bit for an 8th inning guy. Trevino is now getting an opportunity to be that 8th inning guy. But sometimes Bob's had to go to Trinan earlier. And he's come through. Swing and a miss, threw it right by him at 98 miles an hour. So pretty good heater.
Just reared back and threw it, and foul tip caught by Jonathan Lucroy. More like that, he just barely ticked off the bat of Ryan Healy, and it's nasty. So 5 batters faced by both Trevino and Blake Trinan, 4 strikeouts and a walk.
So here's Vogelbach. Well, this will be a fun matchup. Vogelbach, I would not say he gets cheated.
This right here is like a monster truck rally. It's just power versus power. Bigfoot and Gravedigger action.
Vogelbach has singled, struck out, and walked. 2-0. He walked and then scored on Zunino's home run. That was in the 7th inning. There's a strike right at the bottom of the strike zone, 97 miles an hour.
97, good angle, working downhill. That's where you get that bowling ball type action feel to it.
And that one on the outside corner, and it's 2-2. That one had a little movement away from Vogelbach.
And Vogelbach's looking more for a pitch inside that he can handle, try to pull for home run. That is a nasty 97 sinker to the black. Blake Trinan likes the S beside his name, but tonight it has to be a W that he's looking for, at least a hold to try to get him out of the 9th inning. He has been unbelievable out of the bullpen.
In the dirt. Vogelbach takes it. So now full count.
Well, it's part of the game that you have to think about with 2 strikes. That's a hard sinker. That's a tough pitch, especially the way it bites. But Jonathan Lucroy, as always, doing a good job blocking pitches in the dirt. 2 strikes. You don't want the ball to get past you to let the runner advance or the hitter advance to first.
3-2 to Vogelbach. Here's the pitch. And that one is ripped foul. Nice play down there. Sit there all night, then you got to make a tough play.
It's like coming off the bench and pinch hitting.
Got to get up off the chair. Nothing like a metal chair on a night like tonight.
As long as you have a towel.
Another 3-2. Inside, he walked it.
Time now for the Chrysler drive of the game. It was a 1-out walk back in the 7th inning. Before this happened on a 3-2 pitch from Cahill to Mike Zunino. A 2-run home run that left the yard quickly. It was his last start at Boston. J.D. Martinez hit a 2-run home run off of Trevor Cahill early. He did go 5 innings. That happened early in the game, but he did a good job with 5. As Diaz starts to get loose in anticipation of a possible lead.
Strike to Zunino. Diaz, the very fine closer for the Mariners. Zunino has also lined out and struck out. There's a baseball near the line in right field. The security is going to grab it. Zunino, that home run was his 7th of the year. Little flare foul. So now Treinen can work his way towards Zunino here, ahead in the count 0-2.
You can go a couple different ways here. Treinen, not a guy who necessarily is looking to pitch to contact. He's got the power sinker slider combination he can work with, looking to put Zunino away.
Outfield is straight away. In fact, infield straight away as well for Zunino. We've seen Zunino's power to right field as well.
Yeah, he's just a powerful hitter. Get a catcher hitting the home runs that he hit, especially last year. Great catcher to start his career. Offense was not up to the same.
And that one gets past Lucroy, and the go-ahead run's going to go to second base. That's a huge 90 feet.
Well, one thing that's very difficult to do, and that's with Blake Treinen, even Trevino, it's a hard slider just off the glove of Jonathan Lucroy, and he's probably more upset.
Tough crowd.
But you know, the thing that it's so difficult to catch him because of the movement, and in reality the catcher is what Josh Phegley did Friday night in Toronto. As said, first and second, hard slider thrown by Blake Treinen that he blocked to keep runners at first and second. But wow.
So 1-2 the count. On deck is Ben Gamel, left-handed hitter. That one off the plate, 97 miles an hour.
Blake Treinen right now, you want to take a deep breath, gather yourself, execute back down here in the zone. So he's having trouble picking up the signs. You're going to start it over.
See where Lucroy sets up, but inside, and he got him swinging up and in, and a big strikeout to get Zunino.
He chased him high up in the zone with the fastball.
Number 16,
took a little bit of that
Ben Gamel.
sink out of it, went with the four-seamer, beat him to a spot, high elevation, especially after some of those sliders away that had been jerked down and out of the zone.
So now Treinen's got to get Gamel. give the A's a shot to win it in the ninth. Gamble is 1 for 3. He singled back in the 5th inning. Gamble opened this season on the disabled list. Oblique strain happened in spring training. Swing and a foul tip. I think Trinan's ball, just his delivery, jumps at you too a little bit, even on top of the high velocity.
Heavy baseball, a lot of movement. Again, difficult to catch.
Well, and the thing is as you can see there, Lucroy telling him get that elbow up, working underneath the baseball right now. It's not max effort. It's a low effort, 97, 98. Easy out of the hand, and then it just disappears.
Foul back. Gamble had a pretty good swing there. 96 miles an hour. 2-2 the count.
That was the predictable fastball, and he got the fastball, but look where he hit it. That's looking for a fastball, but not able to catch up to a fastball. And there is a difference, and maybe just a little bit of movement, but that's like more of a four-seam fastball. China does not have to throw him a slider and then a fastball. He can go slider if he wants to, another slider, because he's got the righty Beckham at least scheduled to hit next. Does not have to give in to this hitter.
This one hit down the left field line. Canna hustling over, but it'll bounce right near the A's bullpen.
Canada with a couple of hits tonight, and his hit by pitch. That means tomorrow night the mask will be worn again.
Yep. He's
no superstitious there, but
could be 90 degrees. He'll have it on. I don't think it will be 90 degrees. Stephen Piscotty's going that route. Another 2-2. Pitch number 24 from Trinan. Here it is. Strike 3 call. So a walk and 3 strikeouts for Blake Trinan, and the A's will try to walk it off in the bottom of the ninth.
I don't know what you're seeing in the dugout is the manager telling his bench coach Manny Acta, this is what I wanted to do, because Scott Servais was ejected after this. Just a little bit high slider from Blake Trinan. Called out was Ben Gamble. But whenever you're a manager, you can see from the side, and that is Brian Knight saying, you're gone. You take off the mask and you look in the dugout. That means you're going to see somebody yell, and that means you're going to eject somebody.
Well, if you keep looking in there long
looking,
enough,
you're going to
you probably want to throw somebody
That's
out.
right. And you know, and it's got service heading up to the clubhouse.
So Vincent stays in. He'll face Piscotti, Lucroy, Fowler here in the bottom of the ninth. He's trying to walk it off in the first game of this homestand. Vincent retired Chapman to get out of the eighth inning with a runner at second base. Yusmeiro Petit starts to throw in the A's bullpen. Grounded right to Segura. Takes a nice hop for him. He throws in time. So Piscotti 0 for 4 tonight. And then with one out, Lucroy steps up.
Now batting the catcher, number 21, Jonathan Lucroy.
Lucroy is 0 for 3. These have 7 hits. Couple of doubles. First pitch is a strike on the outside corner. So all games are final in the American League. Dodgers and the Rockies still playing down at Dodger Stadium. And everything else is final.
See Max Muncy's with the Dodgers.
And he's playing a lot.
Yeah, he hit a home run last night. Watching a little bit of the game, I said, I know that guy. That's Max Muncy.
Well, they moved Bellinger's playing some center field. Strike 3 called, and I think Lucroy knew it as he spins around, heads back to the A's dugout. 2 outs.
Well, this is what he saw, and man.
Now batting center fielder,
really breaking the ball up in the strike zone. Is that considered framing?
Tonight it is.
Wow.
Well, it's obviously working.
Yes, it is.
Worked for Lucroy in the top of the inning, and worked for Zunino here in the bottom.
Yeah. And a night of singles working. Well, Zunino hit home run. Maybe a Fowler base hit, stolen base, and a base hit.
Quick 0-2 to Dustin Fowler, who has grounded out twice and struck out.
Got to get on base, I guess, first. Vincent's got the Mike Leake approach. Let's get the ball and throw it. He does not waste any time either.
He's another guy who understands he's not going to overpower you. There's a lot of value in working quickly, efficiently.
Foul straight back.
Speaking of the overpowering or lack of ability, 89 to 91 on the heater. Fastball cutter guy. Sprinkles a changeup against the lefties.
Petit's ready to go. The 2 pitch is hit in the air to left. Gamble's hustling back. Now Gamble gets underneath it, and he's got it. So we're going to extra innings at the Coliseum. A's Mariners tied at 2. for extra innings. And that is what we have tonight here at the Coliseum. A's and the Mariners. A well-pitched game. And it's 2-2 as we go to the 10th. Yusmeiro Petit comes into the game. So there's the numbers for Petit, 23rd appearance, 3.54 ERA. And he'll face Beckham, and then the top of the order, Segura and Heredia. First pitch to Beckham, just a touch outside. So Trinan goes 1 inning. No hits, no runs, 1 walk, and 3 strikeouts.
Different type of pitchers for Trevino, Blake Trinan, and now Petit. 2 guys who can throw 95 plus. Petit can throw strikes. And as we saw with Mike Leake, Trevor Cahill, something that Petit has been able to do pretty consistently. Those are the numbers for the Athletics and Mariners in extra innings.
Beckham chases that high fastball. So it's 1-2. And Juan Nicasio starts to throw. Beckham takes strike 3 call on the outside corner. Beckham 0 for 4.
Well, nothing special. Not going to fool you, not going to overpower you, but he will beat you to a spot. Yusmeiro Petit, outstanding location here on the fastball, down and away. Some will say best pitch in baseball is a well-located fastball, down and away. Make the hitter beat you to the weak side.
Here's Segura. The last 7 outs the A's have recorded have all been strikeouts. 10 strikeouts total now for A's pitchers. Segura is 0 for 4 with a strikeout. Not easy to keep this guy off the bases. He's kind of a hit machine.
He was devastated with the news of Robinson Cano. Cano very close. So it's got to be a period of time, although the Mariners have played extremely well since the issue with Robinson Cano. Still not easy, especially if you're attached to someone, personal relationship.
You see the rain coming down.
Nelson Cruz has had a lot of home runs against the A's. Too many.
Yeah, he seems to hit a big one every series that we play the Mariners. Heredia is the on-deck hitter. Segura has grounded out 3 times, and he has struck out. And he shoots this one to right field, and that's going to get down for a hit. That's what Segura can do. That covers the entire plate and tough to pitch to.
Well, he's a battler, and he's a grinder, and he doesn't give at bats away. And guys like that, sometimes you might think aggressive, free swinger. He's got decent bat-to-ball skills, which allows him to be that sort of free swinger at times. But again, not giving any at bat away, had him out front. Anytime you're able to keep your hands back, even though your weight is out front, you give yourself a chance to get the bat to the ball. And as you said, Segura, another grinded at bat.
Here's Heredia. And Segura is a significant base stealer. He's 11 for 13 in steals. So him running here is a strong possibility.
If not with Heredia, possibly, or possibly maybe with Romine, who's in the on-deck circle.
Mariners have the 2nd most stolen bases in the league, 33, but of course a lot of that belongs to D. Gordon. This one's popped up. Lucroy over, but it looks like it's going to reach the seats. Gordon has 16 of those 33 steals. So the Mariners have Diaz up. If they take the lead, if it stays tied, Nicasio will come in. Segura, good lead, not going, and the pitch is off the plate outside.
Jonathan Lucroy looking at the dugout for a possible pitch out. Throw over. That's coming from the skipper, Bob Melvin. And that one was a throw over. People ask, is the catcher looking for signs? No, it's a sign about what a pitcher is going to do, and that is to throw over, pitch out, etc. Catcher calls his own game. Pitcher and the catcher do.
Segura took a couple steps toward second base, and then right as he did that, Petit stepped off and Segura went back to first.
And if Petit had not, he was going to go. Petit, and that's why you throw to first, and then you may not be throwing to first the next time, but you at least look him back. You do not create a pattern of doing the same thing, because they will pick it up. Good base runners will.
And that's what that last sign was from Lucroy, was just a fist. It was just a hold, and that's what that means. Just hold this ball, hold, 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 and make the hitter either step out or allow the runner to do what he did and find himself in no man's land, and unfortunately he was able to get back.
Segura not running, and the ball's popped up right over our heads into the upper deck.
And you think about hitting with Segura at first base and all the attention paid to him. And we talked earlier about trying to get the third out. This is, though, one out with a pretty good base stealer at first base. And that was a pretty good pitch to hit that already had just fouled straight back.
And that one is drilled to right center. Foul over. He's not going to get it. He is able to cut it off. Segura digging for third, and they're going to wave him home. Here comes the throw to the plate, and it is not in time. Segura with a head-first slide right into Lucroy, and he is staying down near home plate.
Well, Jonathan Lucroy got his foot, and actually his foot got the left hand, and in reality, in today's world, that's not allowed. But he gave him the lane between his legs.
Yeah,
here's your lane. Go for it, right between the legs, and that's what he did.
There you go. And what they were looking at here, the trainer and Maniac, the bench coach taking over for Scott Service. They're looking at his shoulder. You see the impact right there in his upper arm between the elbow and the shoulder. And as Segura was sitting there at home plate, they were examining his shoulder. He reached for his shoulder a few times. So might have been an hyperextension of some sort, a strain somewhere in the shoulder area.
So Heredia with the big hit to give the Mariners the 3-2 lead.
And the play so close at the plate.
Chapman scoops that one up. Throws low, and Olsen digs it out. So Romine is retired.
But you think about what Fowler did in right center. Whenever he bobbled it momentarily, and Segura looking back, Lucroy put his leg out, and
now batting, number 15,
I don't think
Kyle
either way
Seager.
he was going to be called out, because when he blocked the plate, and we saw Torino's do it. They didn't challenge it, but here's the bobble right there. He just bobbled it, and that was just enough for Segura to be sent and that close to the plate.
And an aggressive call by Scott Brocious, the third base coach.
Well, you have to be the eyes to see the bobble in the outfield, and maybe the fact that you have an outfielder having to go as far as he did to right center. Scott Brocious, an outstanding third baseman for the A's, aggressively sending the runner, and turned out to be good, because had he not, that's probably maybe second and third. No run scores, but right there as he reached down for it, he did pick it up. But that moment that Scott Brocious perhaps saw, good spin and throw by Lowry, and the throw to the plate. Segura may join the list, the rest of them, who knows. Diaz does continue to heat up.
And you know, and it might have been a thought as well. You think about the playing surface, it's wet and a little slick right now. There could have been an expectation of.
So Seager is retired, but the Mariners take the lead on the double by Guillermo Heredia. So bottom of the 10th coming up. The A's need 1 to tie, 2 to head on home. But they're in a brand new area. It's the A's Treehouse behind Section 234. Friday, the first 500 fans that show up get an authentic fan A's Sean Manaea no-hitter T-shirt. Giveaway starts at 6 p.m. Then you stay for our pregame show. We're going to have it up there. All fans can pick one of those up. The Collector Series cheer cards as well. It's Sean Manaea this weekend. That's a good one. Details, log on to NBCSportsCalifornia.com. So the A's and the Arizona Diamondbacks. So you think about all that going on with fireworks, and Diamondbacks in town, authentic fan Friday. That gentleman just wants a W. He's going to stand in the rain till the A's give it to him. Edwin Diaz comes in.
Thought you were talking about right field Will.
Right field Will is out in right field. He is not going to be in the treehouse Friday because he's going to be in right field. That's why he's called right field Will. Great season for Diaz. 15 out of 17, and he seems, guys, to have taken kind of that next step as a closer. He had sometimes the last couple years where things would get a little weird when he was out there, but not the case this year.
I think as a closer, it's about getting comfortable in your own skin in the 9th inning. The last 3 outs of a ball game are the toughest to get for a number of reasons. See here, low paint down and out. He wanted it just off the corner.
Can a mighty swing, 97 miles an hour.
Well, remember when James Paxton pitched and struck out 16? Mark Hanna did this. May the 2nd, flipped his bat. A big boy home run above the. That put his mask on. Didn't have it on, but he put it on anyway. It was a game the A's couldn't wait to get Paxton out. Tonight, though, he's got a lead.
This one looped toward first. Healy hustling over, and Ryan Healy goes into a slide. Cannot quite get it. He knows all about the foul territory and how much there is.
And that's the effort of a man who's very familiar with a lot of area to roam over there. Heck of an effort by Healy.
So the count 1-2. Pinder will be next, and then Simeon, and hopefully a couple more after that. to hit. Canna has singled, been hit by a pitch, and doubled. He has scored one of the A's 2 runs. Trying to get aboard here against a tough closer in Diaz. Got him swinging.
Well, he's got the good fastball, the hard slider. A nice combination, plus one that has a lot of confidence. That nasty slider. Oof. Throw it that hard. I mean, you're thinking about a good fastball, mid-90s and up. And then he throws that on top of it.
Well, there you go. Opponent's batting average this season, 117. He's allowed 9 hits. It's a double thud.
Yeah.
1, 2.
What we call a blue light special. 2 for 1.
Got them both pretty square, too.
Well, Zunino's mask came off. The umpires didn't.
So it's been Leake 6 2/3 innings, and Pazos 1 inning. Vincent an inning and a third. So I'm going to give Nick Vincent some credit. Line drive. What a play by Seager. Throws to first, and they got him.
Well, he did that in Paxton's no-hitter in Canada. Saved the no-hitter, and he just saved a base hit. Not really on the line. Not really protected against extra bases, and that helped. And probably you'll see more of this, where a third baseman, instead of being on the line, guarding against the extra base hit, put his glove up, went down, great hands, and a huge out.
So now it's up to Simeon. 2 more hits tonight for Marcus. 2 singles, an RBI, and a run scored. Slider on the inside corner. Swing and a miss on a fastball. 96, keeping it away from Simeon.
Now the previous pitch inside, he goes away, and Simeon maybe thinking of another inside. Instead, it's away, and he just flailed at it.
1-2 pitch, and just stays alive. Astros won tonight. Angels lost. The Rangers won. He's coming into tonight 4.5 games out of first place. Oh, down the left field line. Maybe foul.
Wow. 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 Bob Melvin's going to take a look at it. He may say, and can't blame him. I mean, he's going to take a look. It does go in front of the foul pole, which sadly, that is a foul ball. And Christensen, the word from Adam Roden saying don't challenge it, and Diaz saying I'm lucky, so I better not do that again. Why didn't they hit the foul pole? Could have at least done that.
And that's how the ball game ends. So Diaz comes in, has a 3-up, 3-down 10th inning with a couple of strikeouts, and the Mariners take game 1 of this series. So Vincent gets the win. Diaz gets his 16th save, and the Seattle Mariners get their 28th win of the year. So time of game was 2 hours and 50 minutes. 9,408 saw it. And game 1 of this 3-game series goes to the Mariners. Final score, the Mariners 3 and the Athletics 2. Time now for A's post-game live. Guys are standing by in the studio. Here's Brody Brazil.